Hello again, YouTube. I'm back, and I wanted to share with you my opinion about this whole fruitarian thing. I think starting to grow stronger. There's starting to be more people who are realizing we should eat more fruit, and um, I know there's the raw advantage. That's Chris Kendall. He runs a raw vegan retreat down to think his is in Costa Rica, and I know Fully Raw Christina does a lot of raw vegan retreats in like Bali and other like tropical places. I think the whole doctrine of Fruitarianism, what they believe is that we were, as a species, we were never supposed to leave Africa, or humans are, societies throughout the ages have done the best in tropical areas. You might say Europe, but they had the bubonic plague, and they only succeeded because they had trade with Asia, and I guess they were good, like seafarers. They had good navies and stuff, but so societies like the Mayans, I guess Navajo, Aztec, people from like Oceania, they did the best because it's around the equator, like tropical. Where are there lots of monkeys? The species we evolved from, our closest relatives, the apes, bonobos. They live in tropical areas around the equator, so Central America, or I think some of them live in Japan, or where else they live. I guess China, some in India. China, India, Africa, definitely. South America, not Australia. I was in Australia, there weren't any monkeys. So, Costa Rica. I know there's a lot in Costa Rica, but, so what I wanted to talk about this video was the fruit, how our closest relatives are frugivores. And they do, granted, eat other stuff, sometimes like occasional insects, sometimes even meat, like frogs, and pounds and pounds of like tree saplings, and lots of lots of foliage and leaves. But that's only, they eat the other things when there's no fruit available, because all the other species, they have no concept of growing their own food. They can't buy a pot or make a pot out of clay and fill it with a bunch of potting soil and go to the store and buy convenient packets of seeds. And seeds even have they have instructions of how to plant them, how best to ensure that you'll get what you want out of it. Or they don't have other people's jobs is. They don't have greenhouses. They don't have orchards, or they don't have like tools they can use for agriculture, or tractors or anything. So fruit, it does digest the easiest. So the reason I think it's the best food is, think about how appealing it is in nature. If you lived at a time before agriculture, so there weren't restaurants, there weren't people whose job it is to manufacture food for you. You were just limited to whatever you could get for yourself. Are you gonna take the fruit that's maybe like it smells, it's aromatic, so you can almost tell that you're around it without even seeing it? It's about eye level, and the trees or the bushes, it's easy, just grab it with your hand. Or sometimes apples, they fall off the tree on the ground, and it's easy to pick them up, and it's just easy to bite into it. It doesn't need to be cooked, or you want to put in all the time and effort into making the bow and arrow that might pierce the flesh of the animal, and you have to creep up on it very carefully, like making sure not to step on a twig or anything, because that'll make that animal run away. And or you do persistence hunting, where you take a spear and you chase it down until the animal's exhausted. Like, I think humans get more exhausted more easily than animals, of course, but I mean, somehow they did in the old days, because, I mean, they go after the sick one, the one that's the weakest, is gonna die anyways. So, I mean, if you do that, you probably burn as many calories as you get from the animal, from eating the animal. But what else about fruit? I mean, it's just like, it's a good thing that there are more restaurants. I forget what that restaurant was called I went to, but its slogan is "Eat Color," and I think that's a really good slogan, because I mean, naturally humans are just drawn to colorful stuff. We want to eat colorful stuff, like fruit. It comes in a bunch of different colors, and I mean, vegetables not as much. It's mostly green and blends in with all the other stuff. Or I mean, most of it, some of it's underground. Like, how do we know about carrots and potatoes naturally? Or I know there's like beta carotene in sweet potatoes, which makes them orange, but I mean, that's hidden. You have to cook it to see that, or have to slice it open, or what else? I guess cauliflower, it's white, but really, the colorful stuff is mostly fruit that has more electromagnetic activity. And then vegetables, and I mean meat. It's when we don't eat it, we cook it so it doesn't look like meat, it doesn't smell like meat. Half the time it doesn't taste like meat, because we cover it with plant foods like ketchup and mustard and other sauces that are from like onions and garlic. Black pepper is spice. A lot of people use also use, I guess, sauces from different fruits like tamarind sauce, or yeah, spices. Sauces and spices. Yeah, so, there's a great TED Talk that I'm going to link in the description. It's about eating food in its most natural form to, like, reverse aging. It's about this guy who, he took a bunch of pictures of himself throughout his life. Like, I think one at 12, one at 19, one at 54. And now he is older, of course, and he asked, which one do I look most like? And it was 19 years old. And he told us why, and it was that he only eats food as it comes in the seasons, or I guess he eats seasonal, or mostly how food is naturally, like, I mean, nuts, that's a bunch of work. Naturally, you don't just pick up a store. You have to go through all the work. I mean, collecting it from the trees. I mean, it's a lot of work cracking them open and using a pick to, like, meticulously get out. It's like, I've done it before. It's strenuous. It's so tedious. And so, I mean, it's much easier to just grab grapes off the vine or whatever. And yeah, fruit digests the easiest, and it's just most appealing visually. Just if you had a table where there were different plates full of the different types of food, which one's the most appealing? Like me, the only colors are red and brown, and or dark if it's really cooked to well done, or pink, or I mean, but you don't see that until you kill the animal, and I mean, naturally, no one likes killing animals. So, yeah, it's terribly immoral to eat animals because, I mean, not only is it mean to animals and it's not good for your health, it clogs your arteries, but it's also bad for the planet. I mean, animal agriculture is the number one cause of global warming and deforestation, so there's no reason to eat animals. There's plenty of plants. I mean, look at nature. Plants are just, they're everywhere, and they don't move or they don't walk away. It's easy to just pick up plants, and I mean, you gotta know which ones are poisonous, which are good to eat, but look at just what's most available in nature. Like, if we still lived in Africa or, tropical places where monkeys live, uh, fruit's a lot more available. I mean, and just think about how things like dates, figs, I guess apples are pretty much any fruit. It's full of sugar, and we like that. It tells your body that's a good source of calories, and uh, I don't know, it tastes. Fruit just tastes so good. It's most appealing. It tastes the best of all the options. You might say meat tastes better, but that's because it has like really high fat content. There was a time when it made the difference between making it through the winter or not, and I mean, now the way animals are raised is so different, and we live in a world where we have greenhouses, we can make things in the laboratory, we can make GMOs to make plants weather resistant and everything, so, I mean, animals are just not on my menu. I don't think they should be on anybody.